Well, after 36 matches in this Premier League season, a debut season that has been difficult, frustrating, and been the relegation battle we both expected and hoped for, we are just about in the box seat when it comes to the chance of survival. But a side in 18th today, Brentford, are closing us down, and they are the side that are hosting us in the penultimate game of the season. This could get pretty tricky, but whatever happens, this season has come at a cost. Yes, hello and welcome along to a crucial part 54 of Saving Southend with me, Daniel. We are back today with our voice just starting to dwindle at the perfect time as we go into our final two games of our debut Premier League season. But will it be our final two games in the Premier League, or will we be able to get survival? Let's get the Premier League table up while we do this introduction, because as you can see, our two fellow promoted sides are down with a pretty dismal effort. Our effort has not been so bad. We are 4 points clear of Brentford, and you may think, looking at that, well, that's great. What are the chances of a side in 18th getting 6 points out of 6, or even 4 points out of 6? Well, as you may have seen from the fixture screen, it's not quite as easy as that, because today we face Brentford away from home at the Brentford Community Stadium. We both have a mid-table side on the final day, so if Brentford win this one, it's basically 50-50. And if they win it by probably 2 goals or more, that goal difference swing will be down to 3 or less, which will make it very significant come the final day. So if you're looking forward to seeing if we can cling on, despite a number of very unhappy players, a number of contractual issues and a lot more, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. There is one thing I can pretty much assure you today. It's probably going to be eventful. We're either going to go out and win in a blaze of glory today, or we're going to have a bottle job on the final day. Let's go and find out which it is. We've got 2 games to get through and a bit of a season review as well before our summer window. And of course, at the moment, we can't really plan for it as we have no idea what division we're going to be in. A reminder though, in this Brentford game, a point is enough. A 1-0 defeat I'd probably take, but a point means we're definitely safe. So let's hope we can go and get it here. Brentford have still got a few familiar names. The one good thing that's come out of this Premier League season, the bank balance is in great nick. But the big problem going into today is the squad. We have got so many players unhappy that we're not offering them new deals. We've got so many players who have requested transfers, including Andre Santos, probably the best at the club. His transfer fee will be about half what it is now if we get relegated and he has his release clause activated. So we've got to be quite cautious here. We've got to be quite careful. And regardless of what happens, it's going to be a huge turnover at Southend United Football Club at the end of this season. For now, though, the job is to deal with this unhappy squad for 2 more games and get it over the line. Let's have a look at the schedule for what's happened since you were last here, because there were some absolute batterings in there. Now, because I've had a couple of days off here, I can't actually remember what games I was here for. It was, I think, Forest and Chelsea, wasn't it? Because Forest was a big one at the bottom. They've gone way into the distance now. We then won 3-1 at home to Everton with a brilliant result. Diogo Fernandez got a brace, and he's been very good this second part of the season. Cunha got the equaliser before that, but Aaron Presley had opened the scoring. Away at Arsenal, no such luck. A 4-0 defeat, a very one-sided game, and a good performance from the hosts. A 0-0 draw at Leicester, a much better result, and possibly a crucial point if we draw today. Against City, we lost 3-1. Sam Ammo equalised straight after the Haaland opener, but they ran away with it after that. Against Leeds, we lost 2-0 at home, which felt like the crucial blow. We were really poor in this game. Dan Rose had to make a string of saves. Was still our man of the match despite the 2-0 defeat, and if we'd won that, we would have had it wrapped up today. We wouldn't have even had to worry about these fixtures. We did get a big win at Sheffield United though, just a stunning performance from our 2 midfielders. We actually went to the back 3 here because they set up with that 3 in attack that we always struggle with. Santos got 2 including a penalty, but PJ Smith, star of the show, 2 goals and an assist, a brilliant performance, and just an absolute gem, a wonderful one that may save us. At home to Newcastle, we almost got something out of it. Diogo Fernandez scored 2 as we put up a fight from 2-0 down. But again, we're seeing the problems because Dan Rose is not consistent in goal. The defence is probably championship level. And in attack, aside from Diogo Fernandez in recent weeks, we've just not got that spark. Tanani has found a bit of form again, but Hugill, Henrique, Sam Ammo, they've just been well off it. And unfortunately, because of injuries elsewhere as well, the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Jayden Danns have barely contributed going forward. But today it's all about Brentford, isn't it? We go away for 18th v 17th. Jack Morehouse is out injured, but the job is simple. Draw this game and you survive with a game to go. Lose it and the final day is going to be so difficult and very nervy. If you look at the Brentford side, they've still got Tony, Aya, Raya. They've signed Fabio Vieira from Arsenal. Jamal Lewis has popped into the team. Is that Joe Gomez? It is. Must be experienced now. But it's a very good team with a lot of quality through the spine. So I'd expect them to be solid. I'd expect them to be competitive. But this is the team I think we're going to go for. I've got experience in the squad and on the bench where possible. And of course, I've had to make a few big decisions out wide. Luis Enrique cannot play against his parent club. So Sam Ammo comes in on the left-hand side. He's just back from a significant injury. Joe Hugill has not scored since he got injured in December. Presley has scored a couple, but has been poor recently. Danns has been great in the 21s, but not really featured in the first team. It's problematic, there's no doubt in that. But this is the 11 we've gone for in full, and I'm hoping Tanani's improved performance and a 2 in midfield will be enough. We've got an unhappy Dan Rose between the sticks, with an unhappy Jarell Quansah alongside Parker in front of him. Ishmael and Adeniji the fullbacks with Sam Ammo and Tanani on the wings. Andre Santos and PJ Smith the midfield two. Hugill and Fernandez up front. And we're going to need a Diogo Fernandez special or Andre Santos to deliver one parting gift. He's transfer listed by request with 1 year left on his deal. If we stay up and we get 30 million for him, he might go down as one of my best ever signings. But, of course, this only takes one poor result and the final day will be very nervy. So let's go and see how we get on. There's no pressure on you at all. Yeah, like you're going to believe that in a dressing room. Let's go and get into the first half here. This is a massive occasion. We're away to Brentford. Our away form has been poor. And we're going for the kickoff, which worries me greatly. As Mbombo gets the ball in midfield for Vieira. He cuts in from the right. I was tempted to change shape because of their 4-2-3-1. And we have won more games in that back three recently. But I wanted to go tried and trusted today. Keep it simple. And I might regret it as Adeniji gets beaten by Poku so easily into the box. And oh my God. 30 seconds in. The big problem with the last game is that it was the first Dan Rose was unhappy. It showed in his form. Quansah, the skipper, is in the same boat now. I mean, this is either going to be a barnstormer or a horrid day for us. As Gomez away, Kimona flicks on. Yarmouk drops in. Oh, this is going to be bad, isn't it? Vieira up to Tony. Parker doesn't get enough on it. And Mbombo carries it forward. Runs the length of the pitch. No one closes him. It's over the bar. I'm giving it 10 minutes. And then I'm going to the back three if we need to. Because we look all over the shop. It is so bad at the minute. It's all Brentford. Let's get a bit of encouragement in as Tanani's got a free kick. Oh, I could do with a moment of magic. Go on, Mirko Tanani. He's been so bad this season. And I mean so bad. He opened the season with that brilliant performance against Southampton. Went completely silent till the last game. But he's just put a free kick in the top corner, which might save the season. And he set up another one, has he? No. Parker off the post from a deflective free kick. This at the moment is enough. But now he's got injured, of course he has. He can't just have a good game and come back to form. Right, I've got to make a decision here. This is an opportunity, if we want it, to go to the back three. We need to have a real look at Brentford here and what they're doing. Is it the right decision? I think it might be. I'm going to go to the back three. So Tanani will come off. What we'll do then is Diogo Fernandez will replace him out wide. At the back, we're going to have to bring on an extra defender. The wing-backs, the midfielders will stay the same. And then it will be Reece Williams on for Tanani. Parker in the middle. Williams off the left. Quansah off the right. Job done. 35 minutes gone. Mirko Tanani off injured. But he might have just scored the goal that saved us. We've got 50 minutes to hang on. And I wonder if I'm going to regret being a tinker man here. Have I done it too early? Have I made the right call? Oh, Andre Santos robbed. And Aya puts it over. We get away with one. We are living very dangerously here. I mean, the benefit of this tactic, if we're 1-1 with 5 to go, we can drop into the classic 5-4-1. And we can really sit behind the ball. But we've got to get there first. I mean, it's a moment of magic that's got us in this, but we're on the counter early in the second half. Fernandes tries to find Hugill. What a day it would be to end the goal drought, Joe. You're going in a free in 2 weeks' time. He's not signing a new deal. He's still requesting ridiculous terms. But he could leave us with a big parting gift because he's been a big part of this football club. As Gomez finds Kimona. Have they matched us up here? Oh, we've been done. And Bombo's in. They did a sly tactical change under the radar. No, it says they're in a back four, so they must have just done the inverted. But we're 2-1 down. I mean, with 6 players in the middle, it's a miracle we've been carved open like that. It's so poor. But with an hour on the clock, I've got to change the front three. They're knackered. I'm going to go Presley up front. I'm going to go Anselm off the left. And I'll go Jayden Danns off the right. Because at the very worst, at least we can then go 2 up front if we need to. It's not ideal, but it's going to have to do for now. I mean, Danns has barely kicked a ball this season. Anselm spent about a third of it suspended. It's not really the day to be relying on these types of people. We are playing all right, by all accounts. Andre Santos having a poor one. I feel I've got to leave him on for a penalty. Or do I chuck Loftus-Cheek on? He's got the experience. Let's do it. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, box to box. 15 minutes plus stoppage time. To encourage these boys. We've played better in this tactic, but we've had no goal threat all game, really. I'm going to go attacking. We're going to go for it. But it's a Brentford free kick. And if this goes in, we've also got to be wary of the goal difference now. Because if we can't get a point, we don't want Brentford to narrow the goal difference gap. And at the moment, I think I'm right in saying it would still be 5 if we lost by 1. I'm sure the gap is 7 at the minute. It's up to the back post. Kwanzaa half away. Ivan Toney down for Wahi. Damsgaard must be off. Must be offside. The flag goes up. There's 5 minutes remaining. We've asked to push, but we're seeing nothing. It's just not happening for us. It's going to go to the final day. Brentford win by 2-1. What? This doesn't make sense. This isn't right. No. It says, well done, everyone. Results elsewhere mean we're staying up. This isn't right, is it? I'm sure that's wrong. It must be wrong because Brentford are on 33 now and we're on 34. What on earth are you talking about? Don't give us false hope like that, man. Seriously. There is very definitely 1 point between us. And we are very definitely not safe. And that is a cruel blow. Tanani's going to miss the final game. Oh, man, I can't handle it. To get the message as well, to tell us we're safe when we're not. Why did I even give myself a chance to believe it? Let's have a look at the Premier League table though as we head towards the final day. We are at home to Aston Villa who are 8th and have already qualified for Europe next year. They can though still drop down into the bottom half and 12th, so we've got to be careful with them. And there's also a tough game for Brentford away from home. They go to 13th place Wolves, who are just 3 points behind Villa, despite the number of places between them. So this could go anyway, I don't know. This is not good. We'll be back in a minute for the second game, because it's going to be a huge finish on the final day of the season. Well, as we return for the final game of the season, the biggest match in this save so far. Well, let me just put into perspective what we're doing here. I talked about this season being one for the future of the club financially, and we've proven that by spending just 14% of our turnover on wages, 16.25 million, with a turnover obviously of 110, but we're not getting a great deal of money aside from the Premier League TV revenue, and that may well be drying up after today's game. Sam Ammo is fit, Mirko Tanani is not, and we are going to host Aston Villa, but we will be keeping a very close eye on Wolves v Brentford. Now, we have got a bit of a balancing act here. If Brentford win, we have to win. It's as simple as that, because they'll go 2 points above us. If Brentford draw, we just have to avoid losing by more than 4 goals, and that's why only losing by 1 was so important last week. Whereas if Brentford lose, we're safe regardless and we can have a party. But I'm not sure it's going to be that easy. It's 4-2-3-1 for Villa. I've got to make big tactical decisions again. They've got a really good side. They've got lots of attacking quality. I think I'm going to go for the back three just to play it safe. We'll wait and see if that's the right decision or not. But for now, let me go and pick the team. We'll be back in a minute to run through it. Right, there's a couple of gambles in here on paper, but I'm doing what I think is best. We've got Fernandes in on the right, of course, for Tanani. That's no problem. At the back, I've gone for Humphreys rather than Williams, just for the left-footed balance. Williams has trained poorly. Humphreys is a little bit more mobile, and the Villa attack looks to be that as well. So I think that's the way we're going to go here. I've no idea if this is the right decision. Ultimately, we just need Brentford not to win, and then we don't have to worry about the rest, because we shouldn't lose by 5. This is the team that I'm trusting, though, after those famous last words. It is Dan Rose in goal, Kwanzaa, Humphreys and Parker the back three, with Adeniji and Ishmael the wing-backs. Santos and PJ Smith keep their partnership in the middle, with Fernandes and Sam Amo, the 2 lone players, off Joe Hugill, the goalless man up front. I'll tell you what, actually. Should we give Joe Hugill the little kick up the backside? I mean, he's leaving after this game, so it doesn't matter if we upset him. And I say, you're going to have to start scoring again soon. He knows he's working on it. That's what we want to hear. Come on, you're a good finisher. You're composed. Just give me a goal today, please. Let's go and get into it. The final game of the Premier League season. But will we be playing Championship football next year? Will we be staying in a top flight? Between our game and the Brentford one, let's find out the answer. Well, it's a very strong Villa team. They have made a fair few changes, but it doesn't show in the quality. It's a top side. For us, though, it's very difficult to tell what we're going to get. We're going to say there's no pressure. I'm not sure that's right. According to the game, though, they've already been told in one post-match dressing room talk that they've already survived, so probably takes the pressure off. But Wolves have scored early. I did not think I'd ever be celebrating a João Pedro goal like that. That is huge for us. It immediately alleviates pressure. Do not get sent off Santos. We've got 2 on a booking already. And Villa are trying to play the ball in here. They've actually tucked in quite narrow, which might be a problem for us. They're pushing in with the inverted fullback, as so many do this year. And Diop's got the ball on the left, in towards Ramsey. Back to Diop again. Chance to cross. Ramsey's in. Good save, Dan Rose. If ever there's a time for him to give us one last show of his heroics, it's now. He's unhappy. He probably wants to go. I mean, if we go down, I don't know what will happen to most of their wage demands, so we might have a chance of keeping some. But if we stay up, we can't pay these guys 30, 40 grand a week. They're not good enough for it. To stay up, though, we need one last big performance from them, and crucially, a big one from Wolves, as Diogo Fernandes is finishing his time off on a stretcher. That's a shame. Luis Enrique will come on. He was obviously ineligible against Brentford. He'll go left, Sam Amo to the right. We're 10 minutes to the break. There's actually not been much in this. And that's a pretty good sign. But it's Villa on the front foot, though. Sam Amo nicks it. Parker plays a 1-2 with Smith. And now Jarell Kwanzaa. Wide to Adeniji. Down the line is Sam Amo. One inside of him, but he's forced backwards to Kwanzaa. There's a couple making runs. But here's PJ Smith. Man on the left running. It's Luis Enrique. Oh, it's an awful finish. He had so much time as well. He went first time with his weak foot. He had time for a touch and everything. Don't know why he did it. Maybe he's trying to save his parent club, I don't know. With 4 minutes of stoppage time played, it's 0-0 here and it's 1-0 to Wolves. And as it stands, that is absolutely fine and we'll be surviving on 35 points. If Brentford score, it changes though, as Dan Rose has cleared from a goal kick to Ramsey. If Villa score, it'll definitely get nervy, because then it'll be out of our hands, as Bove gets the ball out wide to Coyote. Inside to Gula, over the top on the right to Diaby. Good ball in, Washington's there. Couple combined, but we get it away. Only as far as Diaby on the edge. Good save, Dan Rose. Still the best player on the pitch. And he's doing it again. This might be a long episode, but I don't care as long as we get a survival by any means possible. Gula's got the ball back to the edge for Diop. He's closed down quickly, but he finds space for Coyote. He's not closed down so quickly, and Dan Rose has not got enough of a hand on it. It's into the corner. Aston Villa leads. And now we are reliant on Wolves. We've got enough of a goal difference buffer at the moment if Brentford draw, but we cannot afford to concede many more. And Aston Villa, as you can see now, they've built confidence. They're flying forward. It's a through ball which Parker does well with. Santos, wide to Sam Ammo. Lovely touch to take it away. Adeniji's on the overlap, but he's going himself. Sam Ammo beats another. Brilliant run. Big cross to the back post. Enrique's up. Down for Hugill. What a time to end the goal drought. Joe Hugill scores. Henrique sets it up. The Brentford loanee with the assist. Why on earth did they send him here? I said it the day they did. But Joe Hugill has scored his first goal in 6 months. And what a parting gift that will be. He's out of contract in a month. But he's just delivered the big moment as Enrique's in at the back post. It's away as far as Cameron Ishmael. He gets into the box. Great save by Verbergen. Oh, it should have been 2-1, sorry. I'm all over the place. I can't remember the score. I can't commentate on the game. It's nervy this, as it's headed away as far as Smith from the corner. Shot deflects over there. It's another one. We've turned the screw here, folks. Another goal. We can start the party. As Luis Enrique has got our corner. In swinger from the left. Santos up at the back post. He can't do enough. And it's out for a Southend throw. We still continue with the chaos. Wolves still lead 1-0. At the moment, it looks lovely. 2 points between us. And a big combination of goals in both games needed to turn it around. As Diaby gets the ball on the right-hand side. Back to Emihan. I mean, I say this. Brentford scored 2 quick goals. We're down. I shouldn't be getting too excited. As Diaby has just surged past plenty. It might get worse for us here. Ball into the box. Parker away. Santos will chase it, but he doesn't get enough. And Gula's there on the left-hand side to cross. He's got 2 behind him. Finds Terzic. Oh, that's so soft. You haven't given a penalty for that. Chris Kavanagh, you are a joke. Look where the ball went. He clearly won it. The ball has clearly gone back in a direction that only the defender could have hit it. He's given a penalty. They don't want teams like Southend in the Premier League, do they? They're doing their bit to stop it. Gula beats Rose from the spot. They don't like these little teams in the Prem. Let's hope that Wolves can hang on. It's still 1-0 there, but it's now very important. And I'm going to have to make changes because Santos is knackered, Sam Ammo's knackered, Adeniji's on a booking. I don't want to take a risk, really. So I'm going to go Tyler Goodrum, right wing. He's not played for ages. Centre mid will be Alfie Harrison on this occasion. Just feel it's the right move. I've got a gut instinct there. In fact, I'm going to put PJ Smith right wing back and we'll go Harrison and Loftus-Cheek. And then Humphreys hasn't been great, so Reece Williams on. 5 changes made. 18 minutes to go. Oh, we've lost the Wolves score off the bottom. It's doing everything to make it tense for me. As Ibanez plays out from the back to Arda Gula. He gets it into Young in midfield. Cuts in from the left. They've brought on extra dynamism. We can't deal with that. Ramsey goes wide. Diaby chases. Ishmael does well. Another one who may be off this summer as his pass is poor. Loftus-Cheek doesn't get there. Arda's shot's just wide. There are 14 minutes remaining. It's 2-1 Wolves Brentford. Wolves scored a second with Pedro. Tony's got one back. I don't know that I can handle the tension. There's 6 minutes added on here, but I'm not looking at our game. Please do not let Brentford score 2 goals. I think we're going to be all right. By a point, I think we're going to survive in the Premier League. I'm proud of everyone's efforts. But have we done it? I think we have, but I don't want to get too excited. We have done it. By 1 point, we're 34. Southend United survive. Brentford finish on 33. If they'd scored 2 late goals, we were down. But given the squad we've got, the financial caution we took to compete was brilliant. But it's going to come at a cost because this squad is going to be decimated this summer. If we go and have a look at the season review in a minute, you'll see why. But the contractual situation is big. It's another 8 million. It's a remarkable effort to stave off relegation. So well done to the boys. We've got the part being extended again, which will hopefully help get fans in. And overall, to stay up is an incredible effort. But there are more problems afoot now. Reaching the Premier League so quickly and not having that natural growth that we were expecting in this save has meant that we've got a few problems we didn't expect to have with some League One and Championship quality players. So let's get ahead to the end of season messages and then of course review our squad for the summer. Well, alongside our survival, the good news is a record high league place for Southend, a first ever Premier League season, and 17th is the finishing place. Oh! Now I've just spotted something here that I didn't know about. I did know that Tyler Goodrum got a 1-year extension if we avoided relegation. I didn't know Joe Hugill did. That might make us some mega money. Let's have a look at the initial budgets though, because we have been given £56 million by the Southend board. Now, those of you who know me know I'm not going to spend it, but I might have to spend a significant chunk this time because we're going to be replacing a lot of the squad, and I'd rather pay transfer fees than pay big wages because I want to get a structure in place. Now, it's obviously not going to be 17 grand a week like it was this year, but let's see the other end of year messages and decide what we're going to do. But not losing Hugill for free might be a big boost. Well, here is our end of season review with Southend United. No trophy, but finishing 17th is as good as one for the club. We brought in some wonderful signings this year, it has to be said. Sam Ammo was worth every penny of that 1.6 million loan fee. Alfie Harrison in January, a great signing. PJ Smith, as we expected, probably pick of the bunch for the price. And then Ahmed Adeniji, the record transfer at the club. Again, for under 5 million quid and a nominal wage, a really good addition. Loads of others that were quality. Harrison Parker on a free. Loftus-Cheek played his part. Mabama can actually play football next season as well. But when you consider the players coming in and the ones that have gone out, we've definitely improved the squad. Did Hilton and Ferry not get another club? Hilton's still a free agent, as is Ferry. That's something that's got to be resolved in FM. It's criminal how often that happens. If we have a look at the loans out, we have got some good young players to come back. No sign that QPR are going to pay the 13 million for Josh Brookin. But if we go to the season's results, we have survived in the Premier League. And that is all that matters at the minute. I mean, from the highs and lows, we had that bonkers 7-1 win against Bristol City. The Dan Rose penalty save at the end of the opening day. Loads of heavy defeats, loads of maulings. An 8-game winless run in the middle over Christmas. I mean, it was just bonkers, wasn't it? But in the end, we survived by a point, and it becomes a memorable tale to tell everyone. We won the biggest game 7-1, which I just can't even talk about. Liverpool away, a 1-1 draw was remarkable. That was on camera, wasn't it? And then a 2-1 defeat at Brentford. Tanani scored goal of the season with that free kick. We keep a 3-star reputation. The finances improving massively. And that's the benefit of bringing in the likes of Loftus-Cheek. Big shirt seller as well. Hugill, top of the tree, and will be staying another year or going for a much bigger fee than for nothing. Let's have a look at the best 11, which Hugill doesn't even make, actually. You wouldn't have thought that back in November. Presley was probably the biggest pleasant surprise this year. He overperformed massively for his ability. 28 appearances, 10 goals, and again, just delivered well beyond his means. And that's going to cause second season syndrome if we don't fix it in the summer. Let's get through the rest of the accolades. Highest transfer fee was the one we broke this year, but not much else of note. No big goal scorers, no big results, no big appearance makers, and quite frankly, no great performers. But in the context of things, overall, it was a great collective team performance. We spent more money than ever this year, over 7 million, but it's not a lot of Premier League level, is it? So let's get through and have a look at the contractual situation, because there are some problems on that front. Let's see what the club vision is for next year. Just attempt to avoid relegation. That's important. We're going to tell the players that as well. We'll do a cheap training camp away. But let me show you the big problems, because we have got a number of players who are out of contract next summer. Now, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I'll let go. He served his purpose. The big injury didn't help, but he's part of a survival campaign, which is all that matters. We've then got this big block of players. Dan Rose, Aaron Presley, Tyler Goodrum. We'll put Santos aside for a minute. Hugill, Perkins, Morehouse, Anselm, who are all not quite good enough for Premier League level long term. A couple have got the potential, but none of them at the moment. They all want Premier League wages to stay, and by that I mean a minimum of 25 up to about 40 grand a week, which, if they were okay Premier League players, if it was Santos who wanted that, I'd say that's fine, let's review the wage structure. When it's Tyler Goodrum, when it's Aaron Presley, when it's Dan Rose, I have to be a bit more pragmatic, because we made the mistake at Hemel of doing this a couple of times and showing a bit too much loyalty, and we ended up having players stuck on the books for a few years. So I'm going to try and avoid that. We have got a core of a squad, but there are some players unhappy, Kwanzaa, etc. Ishmael, Kwanzaa got a release clause too. And crucially, a one Premier League level player, Andre Santos, is forcing his way out the door. And he is the one genuine top player. So he's going to go. We're going to get money for him. But I don't want to lose these guys for free. So you see, like Joe Hugo is wanted now. We can get 2 or 3 million for him. I know it's not what we accepted that January, 18 months ago, but it's still a good fee. And then we can rebuild this side with 7 or 8 young players, because I've seen players throughout the year. We've been setting scouting missions. We've employed scouts from certain parts of Europe, of South America, Far East Asia, etc. And we've now got a group of players scouted who I feel can make a difference. Because we've secured survival, we can now offer a slightly higher basic wage. We'll set a new wage structure which will fit in with the club, but we'll have to get those relegation wage drops back in with a vengeance. But overall, I just have a feeling this is going to be a big turnover this summer, because there's no way it can't be unless we want to lose half a squad for free next summer and keep more championship level players at the club. So let me know if you agree with that assessment. I feel it's going to be a huge turnover. There are 1 or 2 in there like Anselm who I would love to keep because he's got great potential. But if he's going to want silly money, we can't justify it. Not unless the player is Andre Santos level. So that's my thought process at the moment. We'll, of course, try and get Sam Ammo permanently too. And I think we'll probably break our record transfer fee this summer, because now we've survived, I think we can spend a bit more. But obviously it will depend on what the board spend on the stadium. So if you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy this one, please do put a thumbs up on it. We're going to finish this week on Saturday with a transfer special from Southend United. And boy, are we going to have to improve if we want to survive next year, because the other 16 that stayed up above us were nowhere near us in the table. The 3 that come up can't be as bad as the 2 at the bottom this year. So if you want to stay up to date and find out what happens, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Let me know where else I should be looking to improve and who else I should be letting go. Or should I keep the core of the squad around and hope they can deliver again? In the meantime, you can find our other experiments, guides, and our other series, The Head Coach, all up in the eye above. The Twitch channel and football podcast up there too. But thank you for following our debut Premier League season. And albeit by the skin of our teeth, we've done it. We've survived. Just. Sorry, time for a bit of bonus content. I've just pressed continue for the first time and got one of the most remarkable messages I didn't expect to see. The stadium expansion plans have been announced, which is great. We'll enlarge the stadium by 7,000 seats, taking it past 20,000, but virtually a whole season's work. And we're moving to Stamford Bridge in London. Not a particularly local one, although I'm thinking about it. There's not many suitable stadiums in that area of the world. But just remarkable that we're going to be going all the way to London next year. We might have to do a little bit more work because we're going to lose home advantage. I'll see you next time for our transfer special as we prepare for our first game as a home team at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. Did not expect to be finishing with that.